Welcome back to Only Talk Sports, where we talk sports every single day, or at least we try to. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another video. College football's back. Week one's been fantastic. It all started on Friday night where Virginia Tech lost to Old Dominion 20-17. What a crazy game. Old Dominion beat them again. I made a video talking about the ACC struggling earlier today. And then Indiana, Illinois, 23-20, Indiana wins. That was a big game for Indiana. I made a recap of that game. And then you had Duke beating Temple 30-0. Michigan State beat Western Michigan big 35-13. And there were other results like that weren't as important. But Saturday, big games all day long. You got games on right now that I can't exactly recap because it's late. Syracuse is up 31-7 over Louisville at the time. They're going to win. Texas is up big over Louisiana Monroe. Texas Tech over Murray State. Oregon State's up 7-0 over Boise State. I'll recap some of that tomorrow when that game's done. Washington State 10-10 against Idaho. Oregon State just scored. Washington 7-0 over Kent. But here are the final results in the games. You have Maryland 31, Buffalo 10. Maryland, that's good for Tua's brother. It's good for Maryland to get off to a good start against Buffalo, who's not as good as they've been in the past without Lance Leopold, which is now at Kansas. Connecticut beat Central Connecticut State 20-3. UConn's better. I'm glad UConn's better. It's nice to see them out of the gutter. They're actually a little bit improved this year. Michigan blew out Colorado State 51-7. Delaware 14-7 over Navy. NC State 21, ECU 20. Now, this game was crazy. Again, ECU special teams blew it for them. They should have won. I did a recap again talking about the ACC struggle. And NC State, this is not a good look for them. Again, a win is a win, but they did not look like the team that they were last year. They need to do better. Rutgers beat Boston College 22-21, and Noah Vedral, the starting quarterback, was out hurt. That's a good win for Rutgers. They needed that one. A&M 31-0. There was a delay. That helps Texas A&M out. That to get that game out of the way, and at least it was an easy opponent. But there was a delay in that game, and it really showed because they struggled a little bit. Iowa 7, San Diego State 3, or South Dakota State 3. Not a good result for Iowa. Iowa not doing good on offense as always. They're the first team since 2000 to score 7 points without scoring a touchdown. They had a field goal and 2 safeties. That's incredible. I mean, again, Iowa's defense, that's good, but their offense is terrible. Kirk Ferentz' son Brian is not getting it done. UNC 63, Appalachian State 61. Again, talking about the ACC struggling. North Carolina, that's not a good result. Again, their offense is elite. They didn't have Josh Downs, and they still put up a lot of points. But Appalachian State, you should not be giving up 61 points like that to a non-Power 5 team. That is the first time that a team, the combination of points in the fourth quarter was 42 points for the first time in like over 15 years. That's just not a good look for North Carolina. They were up by 20 going into the fourth, and that was not good. But if their defense can improve, they will be good because their offense is really, really good, but the defense is terrible. Virginia beat Richmond 34-17. Should have probably beat them more. Air Force 48, Northern Iowa 17. Iowa State 42, Southeast Missouri 10. UCLA 45, Bowling Green State 17. They struggled with Bowling Green at first, but at least they got it done. They pulled away. Arizona 38, San Diego State 20. Arizona, they're a better team, and I'm glad for Arizona because they've been horrible. They lost like 20 games in a row, and they were just bad, but now they actually went on the road and beat a decent team in San Diego State. Miami 70, Bethune-Cookman 13. Miami's back for now over a very, very bad team in Bethune-Cookman. I know a lot of Miami fans are like, oh, we're back, but they're not back. We'll have to see that when they play better opponents. But Miami did play really good, and Mara Cristobal, you could definitely tell, is turning them around, at least for now, against a bad team. Arkansas 31, Cincinnati 24. I wanted to make a preview of this game, and I ran out of time. Made a lot of videos on these previews, and I will say if you go back and check my previews going back the Big 12 and the SEC and all the conferences I did before these games started, I did pick Arkansas to win this game, and Arkansas did get it done, but Cincinnati kept it closer than maybe a lot of people anticipated. Cincinnati's still a good team. Houston 37, Texas San Antonio 35. Now, this was a very underrated game. Houston, and I watched the end of this game. Houston, man, that was a great game. Went to 3 overtimes, and Houston won. Texas San Antonio tried. Their quarterback's really good. They were good last year, and they're still good, but, man, Daniel Dell, they nicknamed Tank, even though he's small. He's a good player, and Clayton Tune got it done. Frank Harris for Texas Antonio Tribe, but man, what a game. Nebraska 38, North Dakota 17. This one, it was almost like I made a video talking about Scott Frost. Is he done at Nebraska? Well, this one felt like Scott Frost has done at Nebraska at the half, man. They were 7-7, but finally they pulled away. Nebraska won, so good for them, but that was not convincing. Marshall 55, Norfolk State 3. Good win for Marshall. Georgia 49, Oregon 3. This was bad for the Pac-12. Oregon, the 11th ranked team in the country, just got bludgeoned to Georgia, and it just shows the talent gap between the SEC and the Pac-12 when you have Kirby Smart saying, hey, Dan Lanning, you did a good job. We have better players than you. He just basically said, we have better players than you, which we all know that, but man, that was terrible. Bo Nix had no chance. It was a blowout. I didn't even barely watch any of this game, unfortunately, because I was watching Arkansas-Cincinnati. This game was terrible. It was hyped up, and Oregon just fell flat on their face. I know Dan Lanning, it's his first game as coach, but that was horrible. Hopefully Oregon can turn it around because that was bad. Wyoming 40, Tulsa 37. Good turnaround for Wyoming over Tulsa in double overtime after they lost badly to Illinois. Oklahoma 45, UTEP 13. No surprise there. Cal 34, UC Davis 13. Ole Miss 28, Troy 10. Ole Miss not as good of an offensive performance as they were last year with Matt Corral. Jackson Dart, the USC transfer, he struggled a little bit, but they did win. A win's a win, but they got to do a little bit better if they're going to compete in the SEC West this year. South Alabama 48, Nicholls State 7, Nevada 38, Texas State 14, Ohio 41, Florida Atlantic 38, Georgia Southern 59, Morgan State 7, James Madison 44, Middle Tennessee State 7, USC 66, Rice 14, Lincoln Riley, and USC kind of same thing with Mario Cristobal at Miami. This is like, man, they just blew out Rice. Like Josh Pate always says, never lose to food. I love that. And USC, they just bludgeon food. So there you go. BYU 50, South Florida 21. I had a conversation on a show with somebody who was like, South Florida's going to win because BYU hasn't won at a Florida school since like the 70s. And I'm like, man, South Florida was 1-11 last year. I know they got Gary Bohannon at quarterback from Baylor, but they're not losing. BYU is not losing this game. And I was right, 50-21. I'm not bragging, but man, this was obvious. BYU is favored by like 20. BYU won, 50-21. Baylor 69, Albany 10. Coastal Carolina 38, Army 28. Coastal Carolina looks like maybe they're not as good. I don't know. Probably didn't help with their playing the option at Army, which is tough. But, man, Coastal Carolina usually blows out people better than that. And Army's decent, so maybe Coastal Carolina's still good. Vanderbilt 42, Elon 31. Not as impressive for Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt going at Hawaii last week, and they won 63-10. And you're like, man, Vanderbilt's improved. This was not as good of a showing for them, but they're still 2-0, so good for Vanderbilt. Arkansas State 58, Grambling 3. Wisconsin 38, Illinois State nothing. That's not surprising at all. Liberty 29, Southern Miss 27 in triple overtime. Good for Liberty. Kentucky 37, Miami Ohio 13, Kansas State 34, South Dakota 0. Louisiana Lafayette 24, Southeast Louisiana 7. Tulane 42, Massachusetts 10. Looks like Massachusetts might be the worst FBS team now that UConn's a little bit better. Florida 29, Utah 26. This game right here, if you watch my Florida-Utah preview and prediction, I had a toss-up. I had a lot of trouble with this game because I wanted to pick Utah because Utah, everybody, you watch College Game Day, it's the sleeper pick to win the Pac-12 and win, maybe make the playoff. And I think Utah can still win the Pac-12. But a lot of people thought they were going to make the college football playoff. This might already have ended their hopes because, again, it's going to be very tough for them to go undefeated in the Pac-12. And even if they do, there's so many other better teams that are not, in the Pac-12, obviously, that can make the playoff. And they lost at Florida. And I said the Florida crowd was going to get to Utah potentially. And Cam Rising throws a costly pick at the end of the game. Cam Rising played a great game. Anthony Richardson played out of his mind. What a great game. Florida might be back. I don't know about being back, but for now, Florida, the fans can bask in the glory that they're 1-0, and they will be ranked on whenever the AP polls, and I think on Tuesday since there's a game on Labor Day. Ohio State 21, Notre Dame 10. Now, this is interesting because Ohio State's offense, I know Jackson Smith and Jigba did not play, but Ohio State's struggling on offense, but their defense is better. They got Jim Knowles at DC now that he's gone from Oklahoma State. They poached him from there. They play good on defense, but their offense needs a little bit of work. But when Jackson Smith and Jigba hopefully comes back, they should improve. But Ohio State did win. Whoever bet the over of 59, I'm sorry, man, because you got flat out beat up on your face. It was 21-10. It was only 31 points combined scoring, way, way under what people thought. But Ohio State got it done. SMU 48, North Texas 10. SMU won big. Alabama 55, Utah State nothing. This is funny. Remember Utah State? We want Bama after they beat UConn in week 0. 55 nothing. Couldn't even put up a point. Alabama's backups and third string's better than Utah State, unfortunately. Utah State, at least you tried, I guess, but you didn't even put up a point. Alabama blew them out. And that is it for all these games. Western Kentucky and Hawaii has not played yet. I will recap some of the games that I couldn't late night tomorrow. But what a great game. Let me know what you guys think about these games down below in the comment section. I was very intrigued by a lot of these games. I got a lot of my picks right. Some I got wrong. But at least I had a pretty good day overall. And it was a great Saturday of football and Friday of football. And I cannot wait for tomorrow and Monday. And it's going to be awesome. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this. Like this video, and I will see you next time.